We've got how many people in comments already?
I don't know. We got people in comments already. Yes, and yes, John 6. I'm freaking cold.
No kidding. Well, in local news, apparently Monday, we're looking at -3 temperatures and 74% chance of 10 inches of climate change in my front yard. Folks, I left the Panhandle back in 1999, and I thought I'd left this behind.
Yeah. I'm seriously thinking about getting out my polar gear, which I have in the garage, and letting it air out in case I need it.
-3 is -3 Fahrenheit is.
Yeah. In other news, yes, I'm cold.
Yeah. I've been cold for about the past 78 hours.
Aaron, you can gladly have the damn weather back.
Hey, y'all in the Pacific Northwest, your weather's drunk in my backyard. Come get it.
No, she's from Utah. So yeah, it's
Utah. Your weather's drunk in my backyard. Come get it.
Of course, it's exactly at noon, Josh. I'm military. I'm going to be on time.
No, he's only 15 minutes.
That's on time.
15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior.
Oh, well, and I got to address what Joel's already said in the chat. Gina Carano has been kicked to the curb by Disney. Gee, what a friggin' surprise.
Well, I've got one thing to say about that. I am truly glad that the Nazi party in Germany in the 30s didn't have Twitter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because they have been a hell of a lot more efficient. For those of you who don't know, probably nobody, but I'm going to go ahead and rant about it anyway.
Here we go.
Gina Carano did two things that made her evil. The first one was on her Twitter. Apparently, I don't do Twitter, but apparently there's a slot in there for putting your preferred pronouns. And she didn't have any preferred pronouns up. Of basement dwelling, sock loving, digit inserting, micro idiots decided that she needed to put pronouns to show solidarity with the trans or whatever the hell the alphabet is this current. And she said she wasn't going to.
Yeah.
Apparently, she got death threats for not doing this, for not simply by I'm not putting my pronouns up on Twitter means that she wanted death for all or whatever the hell were the whatever. So, because the lady has a sneaky sense of humor, she put up that her preferred pronouns were beep, bop, boop.
Yeah.
Which, if you were actually a Star Wars fan,
you know what that is.
Yes, it was R2-D2.
Yep.
It was R2-D2 droid speak, whatever the hell you want to call
it. Yeah.
If you were a Star Wars fan. But most of the people hating on Gina Carano aren't Star Wars fans.
No.
And I think this is something Disney's about to find out. Anyway, the second evil she did was to point out that the general citizenry in Germany in the 30s were snitching out, narking, and turning in and wishing death and destruction on the Jews a long time before the government started hauling them off. This was initially announced last night as anti-Semitism, which reading is fundamental, folks. And now they walked that back, and it was comparing the Republican Party of today to the Jews of Nazi era Germany is just abhorrent. Well, the lady kind of made her point.
Yes, she did.
Because the citizenry snitched her out, marked on her, and got her thumped, just like the German citizenry did to the Jews back in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah. Can you say Kristallnacht? And Josh says microencephalitic. That was the word he was going for. He just couldn't remember it.
No, it wasn't. I was saying microphallic, but I didn't want to broach the seal quite that.
Who freaking cares? We're 5 minutes in. That's longer than normal. Anyway, yeah, Jason, that's interesting because I grew up in Texarkana. After my dad died, we moved up there in '59, and I got hit by a car in 1960 walking to school in the snow in the 4th grade. Yeah, I mispronounced it too. I don't care, Josh.
Mispronounced what?
Microencephalitic, or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, whatever.
There, Cedar says, I saw a comment today. There's no comparison because you can change your political views. The Jews couldn't change their ethnicity. Why is this okay? It's not.
Again, the lady made a pretty damn good point.
She did.
She pointed out that the average person in Germany was turning in Jews or hating on Jews. And hey, the average Twitter user, again, I think Disney's about to find out that all these people that were trending fire Gina Carano on Twitter don't actually subscribe to Disney Plus.
No, probably not.
We did. I stress the did. I loved Mandalorian. It reignited my love of Star Wars. And it was just a wonderful homage to a whole bunch of things. I'm not watching it again.
Well, I'm going to stay out of that one because I've never watched it. I don't care for it. I don't care for Star Wars. I don't care for Star Trek. I never played D&D because when that game finally got popular, I was already in the Navy and downrange or in various parts of the world. But oh yeah, Cedar, that's their fallback. She's done this before. Nothing specific.
No, she's done this before. There's one lady.
It's the same bullshit they're doing right now in the impeachment hearing.
Oh, God.
Is they're going back and they're cherry picking words and phrases from the Trump speeches going back to March.
There was a lady that posted a comment on the thread that I did on Facebook. I'm still on it. I don't know why. Facebook about the Gina Carano firing. And she said, well, this is not the first time she's been anti-Semitic. So I posted, well, all right, please, I want examples, screenshots, and not, well, I heard it from, my second cousin's girlfriend's best friends saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Bullshit that you get these days. It's like, oh, he did something.
Yeah.
Well, what did he do? Something. Well, what something did he do? Well, Trumpkin, how dare you question?
Yeah.
I'm really tired of the Trumpkin thing.
Yeah. The Raptor says, screw Comrade Mickey Mouse with a sriracha covered cactus. Ow.
Rat World is, I've never liked Rat World. House of Mouse is just.
They're going downhill.
Good.
Yeah. Cedar goes, I do have screenshots of what Pedro Pascal shared and James Gunn. Yeah.
Yeah, James Gunn has, if I'm not mistaken, I don't quote me on this, guys, because I could be mistaken, and I'm not a liberal. So if I'm wrong, let me know. I'm pretty sure James Gunn.
With this crowd, you expect anything other than get slapped upside the head?
Exactly, with a trout.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure James Gunn has tweeted support for pedophiles.
Yep, he has. And that is in print.
But that's okay. That's like bloody Hollywood. Bloody sodding Hollywood loves on Roman Polanski like he's a rubber sex doll. They just can't get enough of him. Yeah. They heap accolades and they deify.
Yeah.
And they grovel and snorkel really hard.
Yep.
And the man is not only convicted, but a confessed child molester.
Yep.
And not, I mean, if that can get worse, the bugger drugged her.
Yeah. and he was convicted of it and ran,
Cut
and
ran
has been hiding in France ever since.
Cut and ran when he's, oh, I might have to do time for molesting a child. I'm an artiste. I can't do time for molesting children.
And Louise says 9 minutes in, and Ian's accent's kicked in.
Yeah.
Well, what did you expect?
Well, it's okay now, but it's the same thing. You've got Gina Carano, and all the last did was point out a historic fact.
Yeah.
And the howling Twitter mob started slobbering, waving pitchforks and torches, and came after her.
Well, there you go with those pesky facts again.
And then you've got James Gunn, who never saw a shaved butt he didn't like.
Yeah.
You've got Roman Polanski. And don't give me the whole, oh, we took care of Weinstein, we're changing. No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't know who Weinstein pissed off to wind up out from under the shield of Hollywood. But anybody that continues to give Roman bloody Polanski accolades needs to be taken out and beaten.
Yeah. And Rafter says the producer of Beauty and the Beast posted illustrations of conservative children being shoved into wood chippers, and Disney didn't say word one, which is true.
See, I would love.
Josh Weldon's another one.
I would love to rename 2 streets in the United States. I would like to rename Rodeo Drive to Via Rodeo and line it with crosses with screaming people nailed to them.
Yes.
And I would like to rename Pennsylvania Avenue to Via Pennsylvania and do the same thing.
Yep. In other stupidity today.
Oh, there's more?
Oh, yes.
Oh, goodness.
Well, other than the Fort Worth this morning.
Oh, bloody hell.
Fort Worth had 100-car pileup on the freeway this morning.
Those poor blighters, they're catching no luck whatsoever.
Yeah, they got an ice storm apparently early this morning. And for those of you that are not familiar with Texas freeways, you're either going 20 or 80. There's nothing in between.
I beg to differ. You're either going 5 or 80.
All right, 5 or 80.
I've called Rita more than once and referred to I-35 as the great DFW parking lot.
Yeah. They had 100-car pileup, and I feel sad for those folks. That's, I mean, I've driven on ice, and it can get squirrely in a hurry. But when you're running 80 and all of a sudden you have no control, you're along for the ride at that point.
You're a semi-guided missile.
Yeah. Well, you're actually not even guided at that point.
Velocity inertia is guiding you, and that's about it.
Yeah, E equals MC squared. Still, forever.
F equals M.
Force equals mass times acceleration. Yeah.
M times A.
Why are we doing math?
I don't know. Math, I suck at math.
Anyway.
Mathematics is not my strong suit.
Oh, yeah, Arcade. 95 in DC is I lived off of 95 in DC. And yes, I have those horror stories. And Ian can vouch for the fact that I have called him sitting at a dead stop on I-95 before trying to get home.
Oh, yeah.
But the other one that got me this morning, force equals mass times acceleration, John, was a doctor, an Indian doctor down in Houston, who apparently had 9 doses of the COVID vaccine left over that were going to time out. So rather than throw them away or turn them back in to have somebody else throw them away, he gave those 9 doses to people in his office that had comorbidities.
Bless his heart.
Now, the Houston DA is going after his medical license.
Oh, of course.
Because he did the wrong thing. Because those people weren't on the approved list, and they had too many people with Indian names getting shots in Houston, a Democratic stronghold, with a Democratic DA going after a doctor to take his medical license because he did the right thing.
Now, I may be wrong. Again, the whole medical certification thing is not my strong suit. But I was under the impression that the only way you could yank a license was if you violated medical, i.e., if you, oh, I don't know, Kevorkian somebody,
Yeah.
or you mistreated, or you did something that violated medical ethics. I don't know that giving medicine to people who need it, despite an arbitrary, or arbitrary government lists or not, I don't see where he's actually violated his medical license.
He hasn't. But according to the Houston DA, they can prosecute him for it. How? I don't know.
I need 50,000 gallons of napalm. 50,000 gallons of napalm, and I can fix a lot of Texas's problems.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason brings up a good point. The DA is actually prosecuting someone. Usually, OG just lets them go. Released on recognizance. No bail, no nothing.
No kidding.
Up to and including murder.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad mood today.
Oh, really? I never would have
Between
guessed.
setting people on fire and crucifying them on Rodeo Drive, I seem to be in a bad mood today.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh. Ethics violations are excessively obvious incompetency. So he was obviously incompetent because he gave the medicine to people that needed it. In this day and age, that's pretty much incompetent.
I've got a question. Since the only approved COVID vaccines that I know of in the States are 2-dose vaccines,
Yeah.
How do you wind up with 9? How do you
Because
wind up with an odd number?
Well, the first dose.
Oh, okay. He didn't have the full 2-dose. He just
Right.
had the initial
Single
dose.
doses.
Initial dose. Okay.
And John says, Ian, where would you like it delivered?
What, 50,000 of napalm?
Yeah. Yeah, John, I've been watching with interest your post about doing the math for the science fiction, and brings up the thoughts about the differences between hard and soft science fiction, and where those things tend to diverge.
Those posts of John's about that is States Exhibit Alpha of why I'll never write hard science fiction. If I have to take off my shoes, it's too math for me.
Okay. In other news,
I'm not mathematically inclined whatsoever.
yeah, Gene Roddenberry could get away with it. It's okay by me. RK, you are something special. My first novel in the Western series should hit Kindle tomorrow.
Yay.
It's called Showdown on the River. And I know that I'm going to catch hell for the cover. Because the cover is dark, depressing, and you can't really make out what's going on. But that cover, almost a perfect accentuation of one of the pivotal events in the book.
Did Tina do the cover?
Yes.
Then it's going to be a good cover.
Yeah.
Tina does fantastic work.
She does. And there's nobody to blame for that cover but me. Ian hand waving him dog. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, Josh.
What?
Ian hand waving him dog when you write science fiction.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But should be up tomorrow. I know I'm going to catch hell for the cover. I don't care, because the cover does something to accentuate the story, which is what I try to do in most of my covers. And Tina Garceau, who does my covers, great lady. She and her husband both are graduates of Philadelphia School of Art. And this is back in the day when that meant something. So they really, really do know exactly what they're doing. And she has taken my scribbles, my hand-drawn, and I don't draw well, hand-drawn guesses at what a cover wants to be, and turned it into real interesting covers. One of the little Easter eggs in the entire Gray Man series is that all of the books, with the exception of Sunset, the covers were doors in Philadelphia.
Mhm.
They looked like Texas, but they were doors that she had found in Philadelphia over the years and taken pictures of. That's how creative the woman is. And her husband, Joe, has done a couple of the science fiction covers for me, and he does an excellent job. So Josh says, I don't do ebooks.
I turned in
Well,
I had drew a cover idea for something a while ago back, and the person that I sent this to, who offered to do a cover for me, I said, just draw out, just a rough sketch of what you want, and I drew this cover that I thought was just be fantastic. I got an email back. So you want a spider humping a house? Well, my art skills are right up there with my math skills.
Yep, no comment. That's why you stick to writing.
Exactly. And storytelling, which are two different things half the time.
Yeah.
Writing and storytelling, verbal storytelling and writing are two different things about half the time.
Yeah. John says, I know the math, but someone told me it was wrong, so I figured I'd ask around. Surprising how many folks were also wrong. Had a chat with Stephanie, who told me that he was right. I would not be surprised. Stephanie does.
Don't argue with Stephanie.
No, she knows the math.
She knows her math.
Yeah.
She does not have to take off her shoes.
Yeah, she are a NASA engineer and a damn good one.
Speaking of engineers and such, Rita and I will be at LibertyCon this year, assuming that life doesn't throw logs in the way. But we will be at LibertyCon.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that they're going to relax a whole bunch of the idiot restrictions. But even if they don't, I'm going there for people.
Yeah.
I hate to say this. I miss my you heard it here, folks. First, folks. I miss my folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go see John and Larry and tell stories and drink good booze.
Yep. Yeah. The cover art is an art in and of itself, and I appreciate the fact that people like the covers because they're supposed to be the attention grabber. As Josh says, I don't look at the covers more than 5 seconds. That's the point.
That's the point.
The cover is supposed to grab your attention and at least get you to pick up the book.
Well, like I keep telling people, how many times have we had this discussion?
Multiple.
These days, your cover has to be able to grab somebody's attention from a thumbnail-sized copy, a postage stamp-sized copy of it is passing by on a Amazon page.
Yep.
If it doesn't grab your attention there, it's
Well, all they're going to see on this one's something that's white, looks like a horse, because it's a Frederick Remington painting from 1907 called Fired On. And like I said, it matches one of the pivotal events in the book. This one is considerably shorter than my usual 100,000 words, but then again,
considerable.
Huh?
Define considerably shorter.
Yeah, it's only about 65,000, 67,000. But it's a Western.
Right.
And most Westerns, you go back to Zane Grey, you go back to Ralph Compton, Louis L'Amour.
35,000 words that go in your back pocket.
Yeah.
So
I'm about twice as long as they are. And it's actually been edited, unlike L'Amour's.
Well, let's face it, L'Amour didn't require that much editing to begin with, and B, nobody cared.
Yeah. He wrote a good story.
He wrote the same 3 stories over and over again, but they were good.
This is true. John, once you get an artist that knows what they're doing, you stick with them.
Yeah, stand back and watch them go.
Yeah. The other thing that's the other stupidity, oh God, was this stupid this morning. In one of the news broadcasts I was scanning through, now apparently they are pushing 2 masks.
Yes.
Because apparently the paper mask, blue mask, whatever you want to call them, surgical mask,
Well, no, they've walked that back. Now it's all masks. They've discovered that there might be gaps at the sides, and you put another mask over the top of it.
Now they specifically said paper mask this morning.
When I was coming home from the gym,
Oh, for fuck's sake!
now it's all masks. You need to double mask all masks because apparently they've just now discovered that people are wearing masks with gaps at the sides.
Oh God. Anyway, the stupidity is even stronger because they were saying this is the earlier report, not what Ian said,
Mm-hmm.
that paper masks were only good for 40% coverage.
No.
Yeah. But if you double mask, you could get to 80% plus. My question is, how the hell are you supposed to breathe through all that shit?
You're not.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just going to cause worse gaps at the sides, which is what they're all bothered about. Is there's gaps at the no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been saying for months now, if not almost a year.
Yeah.
You could stick a baby through the gap in the side of most people's masks.
Yeah. That's if they're wearing it over their nose, which most of them don't. Josh says the gray man cover stuck because they were so oddball. Thank you.
This is a good thing.
Yeah.
It covers.
I'll take it. And Raptor's going, stop the planet. I want to get off.
Yeah, no kidding. I swear to God, I'm convinced that the reason that Elon Musk is going so hard and fast on getting into space,
He wants the hell out of here.
well, he wants to go back home.
Yeah.
Elon Musk got trapped here when his spaceship blew up or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of, have you seen the Twitter?
I don't play in the Twitverse.
Oh, apparently, I'm not sure how true this is, but God, I want it to be true. Apparently, a SpaceX engineer had a throwaway tweet that said, on Neptune, it rains diamonds. On Ganymede, it rains hydrocarbons. In Boca Chica, it rains stainless steel.
Yeah, that works.
And somebody said, better hope Elon doesn't see this. And according to rumor, the very next was from Elon saying, put it on a t-shirt, let's sell it.
Yeah. Yeah, John says, ever seen the movie The Man Who Fell to Earth?
I swear to God, he wants to go home. He's
Yep.
trying to go home.
Well, he wants to get out of town before they find the body in the trunk of the...
When he gets back.
Yeah. And Raptor is pissed at you because he snorted chicken soup out the nose.
Yes.
Ah, yes, we aim to entertain. Sorry. Even if it's painful sometimes.
Oh, painful is relative.
Yeah.
Oh, the local academy.
Okay.
I was going by on my way to the gym, and there were a line of people waiting. I couldn't figure out why there was a line of people waiting to go into academy, so I got a little curious.
Yeah.
I forgot Thursday is ammo day.
Yep.
They didn't get any.
Oh.
Academy Ichipa told me, the manager told me they got two boxes of ammo.
And probably not in a caliber that anybody wanted.
7.62 by 39, 2 boxes, not cases, boxes.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Jason says, my wife's a zealot about masks. She had COVID in November. I'm intentionally lax on masks, but I wash my hands and keep my distance and never even caught it from her. Yeah. That's the general thing. General, whatever. It's not as bad as cranberry salsa. Ask me how I know. Raptor, I need to talk to you.
Cranberry salsa doesn't even sound good.
No.
God, I want Nando's.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Nando's.
But, common sense. I mean, the biggest problem I have, I wash my hands so much, my hands are scaly and rough,
no
and
kidding.
I have no cuticles left. I'm waiting for fingernails to start falling off. But it's all about keeping clean.
Again, COVID is not the flu.
Yeah.
It's a respiratory, it's an influenza-like illness cranked up to 11.
Yeah.
It's a nasty bug. I will give them that the COVID's a nasty bug. But I've spent the last year treating it like it's the flu.
Yeah.
I cover my face, I cover my mouth when I sneeze or cough.
Yeah.
I wash my hands. And hey, I'm good.
Yeah.
Rita's good. We're both good. I don't wear a mask unless I'm at work. And right now, my work involves hanging around people whose average age is 87 years old with multiple comorbidities.
Yeah.
So yes, I wear a mask at work. That's the only place I wear a mask. I don't. You see me, Jim.
Yeah. Cedar says, I've been doing cover design for a decade. I can write volumes. Yes, you could, Cedar, and you really ought to.
I believe that simple fact got her yanked up onto a panel at LibertyCon one time.
Yeah, we did.
I might be mistaken, but I believe she got yanked up onto a panel because of her covers.
Yep. And she was rather surprised about it.
Oh, I remember. Oh, I guess I'm on a panel now.
Yeah. Cedar, the reason that I didn't have her move it over, was the size of the painting fit the entire front and back almost perfectly. And if would have moved it over, would have had to cut somewhere or expand it somewhere, and I didn't want to do that. So now the cover is totally on me. It's not on Tina. She did exactly what I asked.
So it wasn't a spider humping house?
No.
Okay.
And RK says the spousal unit had it in September 2019 in DC, brought it home, thought it was a mild sinus infection. Now I'm not paying for one either. I'm almost positive I've already had it once, at least.
I'm pretty sure that Rita and I gave it to everybody over here.
Yeah.
Because in January, we know for a fact that it was in Las Vegas in January at the SHOT Show. We know this from immunological studies. One of our SWAT team guys went to the SHOT Show, came back with a nasty bug.
Yeah.
And he was working his way through the female jailers.
Yeah.
And about 3 weeks after he got back,
Yeah.
I got this bug that was the worst flu I've ever had. Went to the doctor, which I very seldom ever do with the flu. Went to the doctor, and he did swab and said, well, looks like the flu, but it's not coming back as a flu. And it was hard to breathe, and I couldn't smell or taste. I'm just now getting a sense of smell back.
Yeah.
And I was sick for, oh my God, 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you gave it to us. We were all sick for 3 weeks.
And then Rita got it about 2 days after I did. She had it longer. She was out about a month. But the next thing we know, about 3 days after that, the entire Itchy Paw contingent came down with this nasty bug.
Yeah.
I said,
So it's all my fault since we have dinner over here.
we were still having dinner at Peter's then.
That's right, we were.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure we get everybody at Peter's.
Yeah.
But hard to breathe. It felt like rubber bands around my lungs.
Yeah.
And lost the sense and smell. And I don't get, I take the flu shot, and flu usually knocks me into the dirt for about 3 days. This is 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was a nasty 3 weeks.
RK is saying everything you described is what her cousin went through, and she was diagnosed with COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, my doctor says that you probably had it.
Yeah.
He says anecdotally, my reaction to the COVID vaccine, in his mind, proves it.
Yeah.
Because I took the Pfizer, and the very first dose, oh God, I was sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I was sick. I was so sick. Second dose, I didn't even get a sore arm.
Yeah.
He said that anecdotally, in people he knows that had COVID, that have had the vaccine, that's the reaction they have.
Yeah. Josh says, so Ian hadn't been smelling real good for a year, huh?
No, I haven't. I'll tell you how
He
bad
said
it
that
is.
laughingly.
No, tell you how bad it is. I drove past a dead skunk on the way in from the gym today. And right now, skunks to me smell faintly of oranges and spices.
You ain't right, boy.
Yeah. There's one of the places I'm working, there's a gas fireplace. Love that thing, by the way. Gas fireplaces rock. But the pilot light went out. I'm sitting there happy as a clam at high tide, and one of the nurses came through and panicked because of the gas smell. I forget what Buell mercaptans in the gas that they put in the gas so that you can actually smell it. And I couldn't smell a thing. She said the gas smell in that front foyer was so bad she almost gagged, and I couldn't smell a damn thing.
Yeah. John says the rumor is if you've had it, the first dose wipes you out. If you haven't had it, the second shot does.
Yep. My doctor.
Well, I can't get the damn shot.
My doctor says anecdotally that's what he's seeing.
Yeah. Because I'm an old white guy, so I'm tail end Charlie on a bunch of lists.
Oh, you're at the head of a bunch more. Probably right behind me.
Yeah. I'm a little older than you are. I'm probably on more lists than you are.
I didn't say you weren't on more lists. I just said on a couple of them, I'm ahead of you.
Yeah. RK says, well, guys tend not to smell gas like women can. That's a documented fact.
RK, last thing, you need to define gas there.
I think she defined it.
Oh.
Yeah. So, natural gas. There you go.
Again.
Which version of natural gas? Methane or?
There's methane, and then there's methane that your male spouse-like love unit may be emitting, and then there's natural gas.
Yeah. Which the Josh says anecdotally, I won't get the shot at all. The way I'm going, Josh, I probably never will either.
If I didn't work around people whose average age was 87 and 4 comorbidities, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah.
But not because I don't trust it. If you're interested in history, you should go back and look at the history of vaccines. There have been vaccines that have gone through the FDA approval process, trademark, that have just been deadly.
Thalidomide.
Well, that, and there was another one, I forget what it was for, but it was killing people.
Yeah.
So the FDA approval process, trademark, does not guarantee a safe vaccine.
Yeah.
So, but the reason I wasn't going to take it if I didn't have to was there are people that need it.
Yeah.
There are people in a lot worse shape than I that need it. And any vaccine I take takes one away from the people who actually need it.
Yes, Sarah, thalidomide was for morning sickness, but it was still FDA approved with no side effects.
Oh, yeah. Oopsie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a hell of an oopsie.
But I wouldn't have taken it just because there's limited availability.
Yeah. I did put up on my blog today a picture of Diego Garcia down in the Indian Ocean.
Why?
Because it was warm there.
No kidding, right? I live in Texas, for God's sake. Why is there going to be 10 inches of climate change in my yard?
Yeah. And I got a couple of interesting comebacks. One of them from a guy up in Arkansas who's freezing his ass off, going, where is that? And how can I get there? Said, it's a long way in the middle of nowhere in the Indian Ocean.
When it got down to 20 last night.
Yeah.
Everything I've ever heard
let you know,
stood up and said, what the hell?
Yeah.
There's not enough of leave in the world for how bad I hurt last night.
No, and I'm still hurting. That's why I'm sitting here fiddling around, because
my shoulders are killing me right now.
Yeah, my back, my hip, and my knee, and both ankles. Such fun is getting old. Yes, right. But
it's not the getting old, it's the notches you're acquiring along the way.
Yeah. Cedar, don't worry about it. I understand that you're not going to switch off the design brain. That's why I love you, because you're going to tell me the truth, right or wrong.
That's why you love me.
Yeah. She's part of the crowd. She's part of the family.
Know. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We do love Cedar, but not just for that reason.
Yeah. But, I can take criticism.
You start chuckling. Why are you chuckling?
Oh, Sarah says, cats and dogs really confused this evening. Why is this white stuff here?
I've got a dachshund going. I think 10 inches is taller than both of my dogs.
Yep.
That's gonna suck.
Well, you can follow the tail as it goes out through the yard,
No, I won't have to because both of them will look at me and go, no.
like Obi did the other morning.
I'll just go pit it on carpet.
Yeah.
Because I'm here
All
to
right,
tell you.
children, no fighting over temperatures on the comment
I'm
section.
here to tell
Stop
you
it.
that 10 inches of dry blowing of dry snow,
That's gonna drift.
that'll drift to 3 feet.
Oh yeah. I've seen snow drifts before.
Oh, yeah. I'm out of the panhandle. Why is this following me?
Well,
Sucks.
I might have responded to a comment this morning. I'm not in Keflavik, damn it.
Yeah, no kidding,
I
right?
don't want the Keflavik weather down here.
-3 should not appear in -3 Fahrenheit should not appear in Texas at any time.
And Raptor says, our dog will look at us like, you're kidding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Obi did the other morning. It was, what, 20, I guess. And I went to let him out, and he got his nose out the door, turned around, and I went out, and he disappeared and went under the bed in Jim's room, and he was not coming out.
I've got a 14-pound tweeny dachshund.
Yeah.
Whose legs are probably about 3 inches long.
And 7 inches of body. So
Yeah.
if he sticks his nose up, he can. Yeah.
It's a she, so she's got to crouch.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you, she's not going out in 10 inches of white stuff.
Yeah. Raptor says lucky buggers down in Florida right now. Actually, Florida's got a problem too. They've had to put out a falling iguana alert again.
That's apparently not a joke.
No, it's not. I've seen it.
Wow.
Back in the 80s when I was stationed down there, we had falling iguanas one year. And snow in Jacksonville, Florida, 3 inches.
I'd be tempted to walk around with a tennis racket.
Yeah.
And wait for little buggers to drop out of the trees.
Yeah.
Thwack.
Yeah. Jonathan says, well, dog, you know the panhandle misses you. He wants to follow you.
I miss the panhandle, but not that much. I didn't miss the winters. I really didn't. Panhandle's where I came to learn to love PEX. PEX is next gen plumbing material, and it can freeze solid up to 7 times before you have to replace it.
Yeah.
We loves us some PEX.
This will be one. The only bright side of the cold weather is
Die, bugs, die.
it'll probably get rid of a few of the bugs that have been bugging us.
No kidding. We haven't had a decent freeze in years.
Yeah. And probably get a few rattlesnakes. And hopefully it'll get a few rabbits.
It'll get the fleas off the rabbits.
Yeah.
We'll get the worms off them too.
Yeah. I don't know what the squirrels are going to do. Of course, the squirrels, I've been seeing squirrels with tails, I swear,
Yeah, no
4
kidding.
inches across. They knew this was coming.
They are very confused right now.
Yeah.
I was on the way over, and one of them was running back and forth in the road trying to make up his mind.
Yeah.
Well, you got about 3 seconds to get it done there, Scooter.
Oh, thank you, Shield Slinger. 79 degrees and 76% humidity. Not going to say what you can do with that right now.
May I just gently say that I hate your guts right now?
Yeah.
Because I'm freezing.
Yeah.
I'm not, no kidding here.
You notice what I'm wearing. I got a sweatshirt on.
I've got a really thick t-shirt under a sweatshirt. I'm still cold.
Yeah.
My shoulders are walking up.
Yeah. We'll get through it.
Yeah, we always do.
Just, what we got to do, when we got to do it. So pre-planning is taking place.
It is.
Oh, yes. For what I need for the next 5 to 7 days. I got wood in the fireplace, and I have a fat lighter, which showed up yesterday.
Yay! Mine hasn't yet.
Oh, Louise, 12 hours into an ice storm in southern Kentucky. Oh, I feel for you on that one.
Y'all have fun with that.
Yeah.
Saw that for King of Soldiers.
And John says, office finally hit 70. Of course, I had to haul the electric heater in. Well, if it's your writing room and it's cold, that means you're going to write faster. So,
No,
and you write fast enough anyway.
no, it doesn't. I don't write any faster when it's cold.
And Jonathan says, now's the time for a kilt running around shirtless with half your torso painted blue.
If I had a wool kilt, I'd probably be wearing it. I don't have a wool one. Well, I do, but it's in storage somewhere.
Also, that was a historic error in Braveheart.
What's that?
They didn't have kilts back then. At that time period, they didn't have kilts.
I think it was tartans they didn't have.
One or the other, but there was a major historical screw up.
Yeah, I think they had great kilts, but they didn't have tartans.
And
I could be mistaken on that.
And Josh says, a pink gorilla suit and a kilt?
I could do that. Pity about the old pink gorilla suit.
Yeah.
It will never see the light of day ever again.
Yeah, and RK says, and they also didn't paint themselves blue. That was the Picts earlier. Yep, that's also correct.
The Picts, who inhabited Scotland before the Scots arrived from Ireland to take over. What?
Oh, we get off on history. That's,
Rabbit chase. Oh, God, my shoulder's locking up.
They skinned Pinky.
They skinned Pinky.
Well,
I wonder what happened to that little darling.
and Richard says, and this weather, the blue may not be from the paint. This is true.
No kidding. You should said enough fingers this morning.
Yeah. William Wallace was a sheep thief.
And actually, no, he was a cattle thief.
Yeah.
Sheep didn't make it in the Highlands until the British started running everybody
Yeah. No, he doesn't still have it, Josh. It
What's
went the pink gorilla suit.
off. No, nobody has it.
It got destroyed. However, we are looking for another one for him.
Somebody might have completely accidentally parked on it and then skidded out. Might have parked a back drive wheel on it and rammed the accelerator on an LT1 350 Chevy Pursuit Special.
Yeah, Sarah, he got rid of it for versions of getting rid of it.
What's that song? Like Dust in the Wind?
Yeah.
Like pink fur in the wind.
Jonathan, stop it. The Brits did not introduce sheep to the Highlands so the Scots could have girlfriends.
No, that was the Welsh.
Yeah.
So the Welsh could have girlfriends.
And RK wants to know if you ever got that motorized chariot.
No. No. Damn it. Oh, I wanted that. The sheriff took one look at it and went, hell no.
That could have been fun, though.
I told him, I told him, buy it for me. I will drive it everywhere. He said, I know. That's why you're not getting it.
That's speaking of chariots, grandkids got given, now they are 6 and 4, got given a go-kart for Christmas.
A good one or an iffy one?
A good one. Because my daughter's husband's brother and another relative raced them.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So they went through it.
Ha.
So it actually runs and runs well. So they have been going over to a friend's who has quite a bit of acreage and letting Jace and Kaya run around on the little go-kart. And Celeste sent me a video of them riding a four-wheeler with considerably more power.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And I'm going, I hope to hell he doesn't crack the throttle on that thing. I could just see that thing up in the air, peeling both of them off of it. but they're wearing helmets.
I'm here to tell you, if your first go-kart doesn't have a 5-point suspension,
Yeah.
or a 5-point racing harness and a roll cage,
Yeah.
you don't have a go-kart.
Yeah. Oh, I did not see the auction that Ted Nugent is having. That, yeah, I need to go look at that.
I'm kind of worried.
Yeah. Any guns built in the guitars? Apparently there are 2.
All right then.
This is Nugent. I would not expect anything. Actually, Raptor didn't end bad at all. He didn't kill himself. He didn't kill his sister. He didn't run it into anything.
Did better than I did.
Yeah. Damn, Josh, you're really making me feel old. My grandkids are the same age as your kids. Oh, thank you. May I have another?
Wow. Ouch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I'm an old fart. I mean, shit, I retired twice already.
I just retired once.
Yeah. 12, 9, and 7. Well, Sarah, I hate to tell you, but I got a grandson that's 22.
We've got 14 people are watching this.
Yeah.
It's Thursday. They've got nothing better to do.
Apparently not.
Good Lord.
Either that or we're entertaining the hell out of them.
Yeah, I guess.
For versions of entertainment.
Anyway, 2 guys got on this YouTube channel and you're going to blather about whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. Lunchtime. Well, that's true too. It is lunchtime somewhere. Yeah. Sarah says, and the kids are in bed. Well, you're in Europe. I should hope they're in bed. RK says it's cold outside.
No kidding.
It's too cold out to have something better to do. Thanks, John.
Not going there.
No.
Any update on what the Chinese are doing off in their little greater co-prosperity sphere?
Well, other than the WHO coming back and saying, oh, Wuhan was not the cause of the virus, that it was, yeah.
My shocked face. Let me show you it.
Yes.
We didn't take $10 million worth of Chinese bribes to say that.
Yeah.
Honest. Wuhan was not the cause. Bullshit.
And Louise says, well, you were easily entertained. Yeah.
That's not comforting.
No.
Not comforting at all.
Not in the slightest. Buy you an African style storytelling. Okay. Hey, Nick said, well, I'm going to tell you this. You really want me to talk like a coon ass out the side of Louisiana swamp? I can do that. Okay.
Oh, I ordered Isaac Toop's Chasing the Gator cookbook.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that boy is Cajun. That boy's Cajun all the way back. Recipe, I'll bring it over. You'll love the recipes in there.
Yeah. Yeah, Cedar, they are menacing Taiwan again.
Yeah.
Still, they are starting to ramp that up. The U.S. Navy did a FON, or freedom of navigation exercise, between Taiwan and China earlier this week. There probably will be multiple others scheduled.
You sure about that?
Bits and Guns, the one speaking off camera who hides, is Law Dog, better known as Ian McMurtry.
You sure it's not backwards? Sure, it shouldn't be Ian McMurtry, better known as Law Dog?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
6 of one, half does the other.
In some areas, the nom de plume is better known than the actual birth name.
Oh, hell, I've got people that knew me in the Navy that still call me Cajun. They don't know what my damn name is.
Well,
that was my call sign.
That's because your name was Cajun in the Navy.
Yeah.
Who asked who was on the...
Bits and Guns, who is a new viewer. Thank you.
Said, if you don't mind me asking, how did you find us?
And Josh goes, don't do that again. Ian's full rant's easier to understand.
What?
Bits and Guns is a longtime reader of both of our blogs.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
We're in trouble.
Yeah,
again.
no kidding.
Still. Oh, speaking of being in trouble, one last one before we go down the rat hole today. Trauma 3. For those of you who are not familiar with Trauma 3, that is a school taught by the Army that is an 18-month-long medic program.
Mm-hmm.
They teach Special Forces, they teach Marine Recon, and they teach Navy SEALs.
Yeah, it's out of JFK at Fort Bragg.
Yeah, it's out of Fort Bragg.
What's up with Medic 3?
40, Fort Bragg and Fort Sam.
Right. It's a two-base because...
Two base because they have to go do surgeries.
Yeah, the hospital at Fort Sam is world class.
Yeah.
What's up with Trauma 3?
They have pulled the 3 from their emblem.
Oh, the 3%?
Because...
Yeah.
And this is where it gets stupid.
It's the Army. Trust me, they institutionalized stupidity.
Yeah, but if you go look up Trauma 3, their emblem has a caduceus.
Caduceus.
It has a arrow. It has a trident, and it has a boat paddle for the Marines figures.
Right. Surprised it's not a crayon.
Huh?
Surprised it's not a crayon.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't find one the right color because the Marines ate them all. But in the middle of the paddle, or in the middle of the symbol, there is the Roman numeral 3
right.
for Trauma 3.
Yeah, I heard about this.
And because that has been adopted by the 3%ers,
it's now evil, racist, hate mongering.
Yes. So what happened was that they have, what's the best way to say this? They have decided in their infinite wisdom to remove the 3 from the emblem. Caduceus, thank you. I'm not, my brain is cold. It's not working right this morning. Caduceus.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, they're going to remove it. Yeah. But there are a couple of problems with that. One is they've been selling shirts with that on it for years.
Decades,
yeah, probably since the 90s.
And it was considered a mark of having graduated to get one of those shirts.
That and a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
So you have got Army people, some of which are still on active duty out there, that have what many people would consider a 3%er tattoo on their arms that has nothing to do with that.
Oh, that's not the worst of it. Army's come out with this idiot, I don't know if it's Army or if it's SecDef, has come up with this idiot order.
Oh, that's SecDef.
About certain symbols no longer being tolerated.
Yeah.
And if you have one of these symbols, you'll be separated from the military and referred for prosecution.
Yeah. And
they took, near as I can tell, they started with a list of hate symbols yacked up upon a rock by the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yep.
That bunch of jackasses. The trouble is there are legitimate religious symbols that SPLC in their infinite wisdom decided were hate symbols.
Yeah.
And Army's about to get itself into the military. DOD is about to get itself into a world of hurt.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting when the first lawsuits start hitting.
Well, that's the thing of it is, I don't have any tattoos, and I'm seriously considering getting a tattoo just as a giant extended middle finger to cancel culture.
Yeah.
Because they decided a whole bunch of my heritage, half of my family tree is racist.
Yeah. Well, obviously we're racist. We're white, so we have to be racist, according to them.
Well,
we're homophobic.
I'm here to tell
racist. We're sexist. We're
the Viking half of my family.
Yeah.
Probably not as racist as people think.
Yeah. Chauvinistic. What else have we been called?
Misogynistic.
Misogynist. Yeah. Thank you. I forgot one.
Well, if I got to be a bear, I might as well be a grizzly then.
Yeah.
I'm seriously getting a tattoo just as a giant fuck you to a whole bunch of cancel idiots.
Yeah, RK, that is funny because France is now thinking the U.S. cancel culture is a threat to France because it is.
It is.
Because what do they watch? They watch the U.S. media. They watch the U.S. movies. They see all this crap.
One of the funniest things I ever saw. There was very briefly, back when Cops, the TV show Cops, was at its height. There was very briefly a European version.
Yeah.
And I remember they were following Paris Metro, or whatever the hell, the national cops in Paris, and they snaffled this one idiot, and he was screaming for a lawyer.
Yeah.
And they told him they didn't have to get him a lawyer. He said it was his constitutional
right.
For a lawyer. And you're going, this is not America. You
Yeah.
don't have a right to a lawyer.
And Sarah says, get the coexisting gun logos tatted on you. Yeah.
You know, I'm considering getting Attacking Raven.
Yeah.
Apparently, Raven tattoos are now racist.
What?
The way the Southern Poverty Law Center is going is anything to do with Norse culture.
Oh, for fuck's
They've
sake.
already started on the runes.
Yeah.
That runes are racist. But anything to do with Norse culture, the Southern Poverty Law Center, that bunch of anyway, Southern Poverty Law Center is cruising towards anything to do with Norse culture is racist. They started with runes, and now Hugin and Munin are now are considered to be racist.
Yeah, RK says divert some of that napalm over to SPLC. Yeah, agree with that.
Nope. That's where the crosses are going.
Yeah, and Bits and Guns says high patch is next, probably.
Probably.
You know,
I would quite happily nail Morris D's. And yeah, okay, hit me for hate speech. Here I am. I would happily nail Morris D's to a cross.
yeah. And Josh and Raptor are going at it in comments over the sriracha. And Raptor says, well, I can't eat it anyway, so might as well not let it go to waste.
But,
and speaking of waste, we wasted another hour of your time, folks.
Good Lord, we did.
Yeah, and Cedar's going, and this is a damn good question. Anybody told Native Americans that the raven is racist? And how many raven clans are there in Native American?
Oh, God, the Pacific Northwest is full of them.
Yeah.
Grandfather Raven is a staple in Native American mythos.
Yeah.
Well, the Morrigan in Ireland is raven.
Yeah.
Othin is two ravens. I mean,
Yeah.
ravens in military cultures, because when you're cutting up the bad guys left, right, and center, you tend to wind up with a bunch of ravens showing up.
And RK says, all them white folks who speak for Native Americans are the racist.
No
Exactly
kidding.
right.
No kidding. When did it become fashionable to be aggrieved for somebody else?
Victimhood.
I don't understand the let me be insulted for you.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Who the hell has the time to be offended on somebody else's behalf?
A lot of people.
I've got too much stuff on my plate to be offended for anybody else.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like this whole thing with the president and whole thing on the 6th, where they're going back now digging up anything they can dig up.
Oh, I love the precedent. I love the precedent of being able to impeach a president who's no longer in office.
Yeah.
I've got a laundry list of stuff that Obama did that we can impeach him for now.
Sarah says, I got my DNA tested. I'm more Native American than Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, the other one that's kind of dropped off the radar all of a sudden is the Capitol police officer that was supposedly murdered by the protesters.
Yeah, that one's gone.
Yeah.
That
Well,
one's gone down the memory hole.
as it's turned out, there is no video of him being hit with a
Fire extinguisher.
fire extinguisher.
Not only that, but apparently he went back to the office, the police station, and collapsed there.
So now they're changing the narrative
Of course, there.
to he had a reaction to bear spray or something like tear gas that was sprayed on him.
I hate to tell folks this.
There was a problem with that because the only people spraying anything were Capitol Police.
I hate to tell people this. Bear spray is just OC. It's just pepper spray.
Yeah.
And I don't know of a single agency in the United States that you don't get exposed to OC during the academy or
Yeah.
sometime during the first year of your career. I don't know of a single agency in the United States that doesn't hose your butt down with pepper spray.
Yeah. But the other interesting part is there's no autopsy report been provided.
There won't be. He had a heart attack.
They have not charged anybody. Well, they're saying either, depending on which version you listen to, either had a heart attack or stroke.
Well, I'm here to tell you it was a heart attack.
Yeah.
And this is from a 26-year veteran of law enforcement agencies.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you that if we get a picture of him, he's overweight, out of condition, has been existing on McDonald's, Burger King, and whatever fast food is open when he's on shift
Yep.
for the majority of his career, because that's what you do.
Yep.
And then
We have living proof right here.
yes, we do. And then he got into a high stress situation that required good physical conditioning.
Yeah.
And he threw a club.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Cedar says he probably died of an allergic reaction. Josh says, I can actually name my half-black Pequot ancestor.
I don't think he died of anaphylactic shock, Cedar. I think he just had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because cops around that long have crappy physical condition, crappy diets, high stress, high cholesterol. That's what anybody in police work that's been in it longer than 10 years has got a cholesterol problem, a stress problem, probably is throwing PVCs. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
It's why they usually die within 6 months of being retired.
Yeah. The other thing is that he was immediately cremated, so there could never be a follow-up autopsy. Yeah.
No.
Anyway, we've wasted enough of your time, folks. Go have a good weekend. Stay warm
If you can.
if you can. Not going there, but you did. Thank you very much. Now I'm freezing my ass off.
I've been freezing my ass off since the last 78 hours.
Don't watch the news. Go find something else to do this. Well, shit, it's going to be too cold to do anything else this weekend.
Throw snowballs.
Read my book. That would be a nice. Anyway, folks, have a good weekend. Be safe.
Stay safe.
Reach out to your family, your friends. Make contact, if nothing more than a phone call.
Talk to people.
Yeah. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. Bye.
Be safe.